And welcome back to Antique Roadshow. We're here with a few products tonight.
Welcome to Cinemana,
Yeah,
episode 11, season 2.
it goes to 11.
Yeah, it goes to 11. Welcome, everybody. We are back.
We're back.
Yeah,
It's been about
yeah.
a month. We had some schedule stuff going on. And
Yeah, I just
you
been
know,
busy, man.
life is life.
Yeah, shit happens, man.
Yeah.
Shit gets thrown at you. But
It's not like the game of life where you just get to choose what you want.
no, and then if you get angry, you get to flip the board over. But no,
I mean, you can still do that. But
I can't flip over the board of life.
I mean,
Wish
you
I could.
You just be living in a van down by the river, you know. All right.
But yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot to catch up
A lot of
on.
little things, but not much big things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not big things, but there's been a lot of little
Kind
stuff
of,
happening.
It's the lull season in what we're
Right,
looking at.
right, yeah,
There's the only blockbuster out is one we haven't seen yet. So
yeah. And this is like the first quarter of the year. Things really don't happen. It's just kind of like a setup, and then after the first quarter, that's when you start to see some things come up.
But we do have some exciting things coming up soon. Oscar season's coming up. We just had
That's right.
the SAG Awards.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
know, they weren't too saggy, but
They were saggy enough.
yeah. I mean, our boy Brendan Fraser won. So
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I didn't get to see the too much of the awards, man, because I've been busy just.
He went up there, and I think at the beginning of his speech, he said Ian McKellen told him to keep it short and simple, and then take your seat.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. You don't have to do this whole big spiel. People start to get lost after like a minute or so.
And I know when he
like,
ended the
wrap it up.
speech, he said, "All right, I'm gonna go find this guy some pants because it says SAG statues. It's a naked dude with the two masks, the acting masks.
Yeah, that's right.
The sad and the happy face.
Yeah, that's right. And a wig. He has
yeah.
a wig on, but he's naked.
Oh yeah, White Lotus won for best ensemble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, it was a great
Yeah.
ensemble, man. Have you seen it yet?
Now, I've seen the first season. I haven't caught up on the second or third. But,
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, first season, literally a shit show. But it was great.
Oh, was this the second season?
The second season came out.
So this is the third.
No.
Okay, so this is- okay.
Yeah, they haven't come out with a third season yet.
Okay, so I'm not that far behind.
No,
That-
you're not.
catch
You're
up
not.
on the
Second season is actually good.
Yeah.
It takes a while to pick up. First season, it's just there's a lot of action, like right from the
Yeah.
jump. It pulls you in.
I know they got F. Murray Abraham, which is one of my favorite actors. So
Yeah.
I want to check that out.
Yeah, story's still good.
Yeah.
It's masterfully done because it talks about different aspects.
Okay.
They focus on relationships.
But it's like an
in this one.
anthology, right? So it's different cast.
A different cast. Yeah. There might be some familiar characters.
Right.
A couple of them from the previous one. But yeah, man, great ensemble. All the stories just work together. But yeah, they're focusing on relationships and the dynamics of relationships and how
Fun.
chaotic
Yeah,
it can be.
yeah.
The
Sounds brutal.
pitfalls, like they do, like every evaluation of a relationship that you can kind of permutate. They
Ooh.
actually
Good word.
Yeah, I was trying to find a good word for it, but different combinations of that. They actually do a good job of displaying that, man. So,
Nice.
yeah, me and my girl were hooked on it. We
That's
loved
HBO,
it.
right?
Yeah, it is
HBO.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Once I finish my rewatch of Breaking Bad, I might hop on that.
awesome. That's gonna be a while, but okay.
No, I'm almost done. I started like a few days ago. I'm on like
Really?
season 4, episode 6, dude.
Binge the shit out of that. Holy crap! Okay.
I finished Better Call Saul.
Well, you were doing
Yeah.
both. Yeah, that's right.
So Better Call Saul, I mean, that's kind of like somewhat new to talk about. I mean, it ended. It hasn't hit Netflix yet for the last season.
Right,
so
the last season's
it
yeah,
ended a
most
few
recently.
months ago. So
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Mhm. Which I still haven't caught. I haven't
pretty
caught
good.
up on the last season
yeah,
at
it's
all.
pretty good. It's got
I
really,
stopped.
really good reviews.
Okay.
It's got a higher RT score than Breaking Bad, which is kind of hard to believe. But
I don't believe that shit.
well, maybe
Sorry.
you should give it the old college try.
Still, I will not. I refuse to believe that Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, to me, is one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
Yeah, I think Rolling Stone gave it number 3 out of 100.
Yeah,
greatest.
of
Yeah.
like all time.
Sopranos won on that list. Yeah.
Sopranos should be up there. The
Yeah.
Wire,
Well, Sopranos got the first spot on
number
that,
one.
on Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest TV Shows.
I
of all
can see
time,
that.
yeah.
I can see that. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
dispute that.
I mean, that's kind of where HBO kind of turned their page too, with all these formats that they're doing. I mean, before Sopranos, name a show that was like that.
Oz.
And
The Wire.
The Wire was after Sopranos.
Was it?
Yeah.
Sopranos. I'm
1999.
Really? Okay, because I thought it was around the same time. Okay, you might be right. But no, Oz. HBO always had great shows, but yeah, Oz was a precursor, and I remember that clearly. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm talking about like the cinematic miniseries format that they've been kind of going hard on since Sopranos.
I'm trying to remember. It's no, I wouldn't. Yeah, nothing like that. Nothing cinematic like that. Yeah, the showrunner was specific on making this particularly good and honest.
Right.
Yeah. Like really like honest. Like it wasn't like watching a mob movie from like the 90s.
Well, I heard that a bunch of like actual mobsters were like talk about it, and they're like, yeah, it's just like that.
Oh no.
And then you wonder like where the hell this guy got like all the
dude. Oh no, dude. Yeah, but this is the thing. Like I remember. All right, so I'm not going to give out too much information, but I have some family members, uncles and whatnot, that were dealing with some mob guys back in the day, and I remember them having conversations about The Sopranos, and they would talk about it because it's just like they were actually accurate about like some of the stuff that they saw on the show, and they were into the show. They were legit into the show.
Yeah.
So, it's just like, they kind of, in their own way, they kind of vouched for it. So
that makes sense. I mean, like my dad said when he was in like jail, everybody watched Cops. So
yeah, right. You're going to watch something that you connect with, that you can relate to. But yeah, no, they were into that stuff, man. They were like, the federales broke into his house. Like I remember being younger, hearing them having conversations, like some friends of my uncles would show up, and those they were
federales, so
they were guys.
America.
No, but they would they would say the feds, but they would say federales, because the Hispanic side would come out and stuff. So, but yeah, man, no, they were legit into that. Yeah, so
nice.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got here today? Want to start it off?
No, you started off. You have more content.
You got more content.
No,
this paragraph you got here.
No, that's just I copied and pasted. A ton of shit. Wow. So I wouldn't forget.
Spelled glamour wrong.
Okay, I guess. I copied and pasted that. They spelled it wrong. Now go ahead, man. It's a really kind of a light sheet we got here today. It's not somewhat. We
haven't seen much that's been out. Right. I've been watching old shit.
There haven't been any big drops lately.
I guess the biggest one is I guess we could talk about the state of the MCU with
MCU
Quantumania coming out.
That's right. Yes.
It was kind of really highly anticipated. In terms of the fandom, but also kind of warily anticipated because of what's been going on. The last few releases that's been coming out, in terms of word of mouth, box office numbers, and basically overall satisfaction with the quality of these movies coming out lately.
Right.
And I think it goes back to the Eternals when that came out, and ever since then, it's kind of like hit or miss, And
well, then you have to. I think Disney's going through this point where it's like they're cranking out all this stuff, right? They have a ton of content, but then it's like, well, should you not crank out certain things, and does it matter? What's the quality of what it is?
It's quantity over quality type,
right? And I think they're stuck in this weird place where they're trying to juggle those two things. Like they're more leaning towards quantity rather than quality.
Yeah.
Whereas kind of a little bit earlier in the MCU days, they were doing the opposite.
Yeah.
They were like, oh no, we need to kind of take our time with these films, but now it's just kind of turned around. I don't know if they expected this to make, 9 figures, going to $1 billion. I don't know. I'm not too sure what their strategy is. I can kind of guess, but yeah, man. First of all, Ant-Man is, I mean, to me, I think he's an important character, but to the rest of the world, he's kind of like one of the weakest characters, and he's not really people aren't like, Ant-Man fans or anything. Like there are Thor fans or Iron Man fans, Captain America fans, but
remember they even like joke about that in Endgame when they go to the diner and see Bruce and like
right.
the fans come up.
Everybody knows this.
Like, hey, it's me, Ant-Man. Want to get a picture of me? And then like
they're like they don't know who he is. They wanted a picture with the Hulk, But then that's how it is in real life, and they're making a joke out of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like,
what
would you expect?
Was it smart to anchor the new Phase 5 on Ant-Man?
Let me get to that. Yeah. And that's the thing, because I think it was strategic, and it kind of fell flat on its face. Since they know Ant-Man is not the most popular character, he's kind of like on the weekend of things, right, as far as pulling audiences. I think that's why they attached the big villain reveal for this entire phase. I think that's why they attached them to this movie,
to up the hype and
right. Because why else? If that element is taken out, like if they didn't do Kang in this movie, why else would you go see an Ant-Man movie?
But I've read some critics reviews and stuff, and also some like user reviews online too, basically saying, well, maybe it wasn't smart to put Kang in this because it might have been actually more of a traditional Ant-Man movie if you just had some other off villain, and leave the big bad for another like a big reveal maybe in there. I mean, they already have Kang coming out in Loki and stuff, so we already have the establishment of his multiversal aspect. Yeah, but maybe there could have been a different movie. They could have brought him out in
100%,
or maybe it could have been Wakanda Forever, like we thought it might be Doctor Doom. Maybe he could have done something there, but
could have, but
who knows?
That's true.
But it's all questions that you can't answer anymore because we have this movie came out and but it's coming out. That's the biggest box office drop for a superhero film since Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
And that was a very disappointing moment for DC and Warner Brothers.
I actually liked that film.
I liked it too, but it did have that drop.
2016, right?
Money does rule the fucking world in this industry, and
cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money.
Brooklyn.
Yes, sir. But yeah, all right. So honestly, they attached Kang to Loki, I think, because of the same reason.
But they did very well with that character in Loki. I thought it was
it was only one episode.
Well, was it one? It was 2, I think, because it tied off the next one. But he was in both, I think. I think he was at the end. Remember, there was this the cliffhanger. He shows up. He's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? You're in my little place." And then the next episode delved into it more.
Okay, all right. All right. So 2 episodes. But in any case, yeah, I think they did that. I mean, Loki was I like all these characters, but Loki is even more of a popular character than that, man, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the same reason. That's why they attached the newest villain, the one to keep your eye on, to these kind of lower tier heroes, and just to pull people in to watch. I think that was really their strategy. They're just kind of shifting things around, like, oh yeah, we need more audiences and more eyes on Ant-Man and Loki.
I think they went a little bit too heavy right away with Kang too, though, because remember with Thanos when he came out, it was little tidbits here and
bits
there,
and breadcrumbs.
Like at the end of the credits, final do it myself, and he gets the glove.
He gets the fucking thing,
or the little meetings with Loki and the other films, and stuff
and he's sitting on his chair, and he's giving away orders. He's like in the shadows.
He doesn't show up really until Infinity War.
No, and then when he has to do it himself.
Yeah, so we're sticking Kang, which is we don't even know if this is going to be the Kang that we get in Secret Wars and stuff.
So all right. Okay, a rebuttal to that. First off, being true to the Kang character, he is a guy that kind of does take things on his, like he does it himself. Right. So that's true to his character. But again, I don't think it would be. I just didn't agree that this would be a great film to put him in. They just kind of.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, they just they certainly reworked it. They certainly reworked his origins in a way. I still haven't seen the movie, by the way. But I know what happens in the post credits because fucking internet, of course.
Yeah.
But I know what happens in the post credit scenes. There's two reveals. Kind of it does go in line with the actual character, which is awesome. But he has nothing to do with Ant-Man.
Right.
In general.
He's not an Ant-Man villain.
He's not. Yeah. He's an Avengers villain and a Fantastic Four villain. Big time. His first appearance was with Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four.
We're getting that, I think, next year.
Should have gotten that 2 years ago, man.
Well, I think there's fatigue on that too, because how many times have they done that fucking movie?
Well, they fucked it up.
Yeah,
they've messed that up.
So I don't even know if we didn't have any cast reveals yet for that. So
I still like John Krasinski, man. He's
Feige said that he was just like basically a fan cast.
I heard that bullshit. Honestly,
think it's a misdirect.
I heard the bullshit. I personally like him as Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, everybody else.
I think he has the look, the demeanor. Yeah. He can kill it as Mr. Fantastic. As Reed Richards, and by the way, Reed Richards is a big fucking deal in the Marvel universe, so they better cast right. And I think he's pretty reliable.
Yeah,
to be honest. So
I know he's got that Tom Clancy series. Let's forget what that one.
Oh yeah, Jack Ryan.
Yeah, Jack Ryan.
He did great on that. I actually saw that
at Amazon. I know he's doing some Quiet Place stuff. They're doing a prequel movie. It's called Day One, I think.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
it's based on like the opening scene of the second movie.
Yeah.
So he's got all that going on.
Yeah.
I assume he'll be casting that because he's alive at that portion. So
right, but I'm not too sure if he's directing. He's certainly producing. Yeah. But I think it's gotten to the point where he's built the world, and now he's kind of handing it off to other.
So who knows if there's time conflicts? But I know that Fantastic Four, I think that it's releasing next year, right? So
I don't know. I'll give him 2 years. I'll give him another 2 years.
2 years? Jeez.
Yeah. Because it's Fantastic Four. It's a big deal.
We have this thing called the internet machine right here.
It's the internet machine.
I love I do that shit all the time. I got bars. We're talking about stuff. Like, I don't know. It's like, we have this whole thing in our fucking
We can look it up. Yeah. People do it all the time in podcasts. They look things up. Fact checks.
Oh, yeah. Like Joe Rogan. What's his fucking guy?
Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie. Pull it up. Yeah.
So nobody knows what Jamie looks like, but they know Jamie.
God, that podcast is a trip. Oh yeah, so it is 2025. You're right. Mm-hmm. So on my birthday. Okay. Wow. Valentine's Day 2025.
I understand. Production schedules, man. There's no way. There's no way. And if they're still trying to figure out cast, there's no way that's coming out next year.
What the fuck? Jeff Kaplan is.
Who's this?
It says the writer for Fantastic Four is Jeff Kaplan. Must be a different Jeff Kaplan, because the Jeff Kaplan I'm thinking of is one of the guys who created the Warcraft universe.
No, that's a different guy.
Which would be kind of funny, but
I mean, it would be kind of hilarious.
Let's see, Jeff Kaplan. All right, I don't know. We're getting off topic.
All right. Well, in any case, yeah, they need to hurry up with Fantastic Four to set up Secret Wars. It just makes sense. And if they're doing Secret Wars, man, Doom.
Well, he has to be. Right?
I keep coming
the
back.
Big bad in that. So
I keep coming back to this.
Well, we have two Avengers. We have Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars.
Right.
So Kang Dynasty is going to be about Kang.
Right.
So
he's incredibly annoying villain.
I think that's going to be like one of those misdirect movies for the Avengers themselves. They're like, oh, let's get this big bad we got to deal with. Let's go fuck him up. Then they win, and then all of a sudden, boom!
Behind the whole, the person orchestrating the whole thing was Dr. Doom the whole time.
He's also he's from the future, right? He is a
who Doom?
Yeah,
no,
right?
No, Doom. I mean, he can. Listen, there's a big long story about Doom. He's done everything. He's literally he's become a god at one point in the Marvel comics.
Is Dr. Doom related to Reed Richards? Pretty sure he's a
Reed Richards. No, he's related to Kang, Nathaniel Richards. That's who Kang is. Kang is Nathaniel.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Kang is Nathaniel Richards. and there's different variants of Kang.
Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, man. They please, and I don't know who they need to cast.
I'm sure they already have it.
I mean, he has to be Eastern European.
Well,
because he has his own country and army.
Von Doom, is that East? I guess that could be. Yeah.
He has to be
Sounds
Eastern
more like
European.
Dutch to me, but
I mean, he's just like T'Challa in a way, because T'Challa is a superhero. He has his own country. He's king of that country. He has his own army. Doom is the same thing. But Doom is just he's a motherfucker, man. Latveria. That's right. So look, man, Doom is
Eastern European.
Eastern European. Yeah.
Its capital and largest city is Doomstad.
I love it, man. I fucking love it. Dude. He's like classic fucking archetype villain.
Looks like Minas Tirith.
Dude, he has a castle, man. Come on.
He's like the Dracula kind of.
Yes, exactly.
So he's technically a Fantastic Four villain, right? So
he is he's everyone's villain,
right? But
mostly Fantastic Four.
So probably
this is a strange thing.
Maybe they'll bring him up. To set him up.
All the big villains that come out always go through the Fantastic Four first. I don't know if that's the first line.
They're one of the first things that came out.
That's right.
Marvel.
That's right. Yeah, the first group. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, Kang, the Fantastic Four were the first ones to take him out. Doom, Fantastic Four were the first ones to take him out. Yeah. So yeah, it isn't until later that the Avengers get involved. But
when do we get Secret Wars?
Yeah. So yeah, Secret Wars. I mean, they can't do that without Doom. I just I don't understand
2026. So we got
3 years. I don't know.
2 years we'll get Fantastic Four, so maybe he'll show up there and then set it up, because we'll get King Dynasty the year before that. So I think after Fantastic Four we get King Dynasty, and then and we also have we could have added that to the list. Guardians 3 coming out pretty soon.
Right, Guardians
in
3.
May.
Yeah,
so,
well, that's wrapping up.
Well, yeah, but
there's no,
because they said that this iteration of the Guardians is going to get broken up, but the Guardians themselves aren't done.
No, right, correct. Yeah. Because Dave Bautista,
Bautista's done.
He's done. Right. Pratt. They're all they've wrapped up. They've wrapped up.
They might keep a couple of them on there for that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Maybe.
It's supposed to be, maybe it's another misdirect where they're saying, "Oh, it's a beautiful send off," and then it's like, "Yeah, well,
maybe
extra credit scene."
To be honest, that was a great gamble for Marvel, because they took a relatively unknown, nobody fucking knew, nobody, and I still make fun of this till this day. Nobody knew who Guardians of the Galaxy was when the first one was coming out. Not a unless you were a hardcore comic head, and I mean a comic head like worth your salt, like you knew about fucking comics. A normal person wouldn't know about fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. They would look at you all awkward and shit if you even mention that. But nowadays it's a fucking thing that it's like
household name.
That's what I was looking for. A household name. Like, it's just immediately everybody knows. Oh, Guardians, yeah, of course.
Well, it's basically because of James Gunn and his fucking genius of So this is also
kind of his genius. Hold on, you got to give a little bit of credit to Edgar Wright.
Well, yeah, Edgar Wright,
because he's the one that
of the
who people for people
Shaun of the Dead.
Hot Fuzz.
What's the trilogy called? The Corretto Caballero.
I forget the name. I forget the name. But yeah, he did all of Simon Pegg's.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz, and then This Is the End.
This is
The
World's End.
World's End. Yeah,
The World's End. That's right.
Yeah, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost.
That's
those
right.
Guys.
All those
Edgar
guys.
Wright's a genius.
Fucking A, he is,
writer.
man.
Yeah.
But Baby Driver. Have you seen that?
I've not. No.
Baby Driver's a fucking great film, man. That's an awesome fucking film, man.
That's what we do. It's like, have you seen this? No, fuck you.
Fuck you. You ain't worth shit. Come back to me when you see it.
Get your fucking shine box.
Get your fucking shine box, Tommy. Oh, man. No. So Edgar Wright set up the foundation, and because of creative differences, Marvel was like,
oh, they kicked him.
Yeah, they kicked him.
Oh.
And that's when they got James Gunn.
Come on.
If it wasn't for Edgar Wright.
Oh, so Wright didn't do the second one then.
Huh?
Did he do the second one?
No, he didn't.
He only did the first one.
Right. So he set up the foundation for Guardians of the Galaxy and it being music driven and the whole mixtape situation and all that shit.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright
that
was all him. James Gunn came in, took over basically.
We got Aaron Deshotsky on here. Baby Driver was really fucking gold.
Yes, he knows.
And he said good.
Fuck yeah. Aaron knows.
Goid.
Right. Yeah, Aaron knows. Baby Driver's fucking awesome.
Rhea's here too. Hello, Rhea. We got the audio working this time. We don't have to use you to.
Yeah.
You know.
We don't sound like. Up. We sounded like fucking chipmunks the last time. That was weird. We sounded like fucking Mickey Mouse.
Oh yeah, we had like the static, and then we tried to fix it. And it was like, oh hi guys.
Yeah, shit was all weird. Fucking Disney. They hacked our shit.
Yeah. Mother truckers. Fuck with the mouse. See. Oh, you want to talk about Marvel? See.
Oh man.
If you want to pay us, give you good reviews, man. We'll do it.
Yeah. We'll sponsor this whole thing. I'll wear the Mickey Mouse hat and all that.
10,000 a podcast. Let's go. Quit my day job. Which is
I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about here? Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah. So he did set that up for James Gunn. Yeah, man. He took James Gunn took it over and fucking knocked it out of the park.
We have that coming up with Adam Warlock, right? He's the fucking big bad in this one.
Yeah, so they switched.
But he's kind of like an anti-hero, right? So
no, he's not.
He's a straight up douchebag.
No, he's arrogant, but he's a hero.
He's a hero, but he's supposed to be the bad guy in this movie.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing because they're deviating from the actual character.
Yeah.
You know who? All right, so
May 5th.
Basically, Adam Warlock is who saved the universe when Thanos did the snap.
Oh, in the actual comics.
In the actual comics. It wasn't fucking Gauntlet. Tony Stark.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have to make fucking.
It wasn't any of those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, and the comic is actually fucking way darker, dude.
Yeah.
Like super fucking dark.
Well, they're always usually darker, right?
Yeah, so. Which, is amazing. Like Thanos actually, they took their time.
Yeah.
Because once Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet, and this is in the comics, once Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet, he was taking out all of the heroes in a very specific and particular way. Like Wolverine was one of the first ones to like once the heroes arrived at his palace on a moon somewhere, right once the heroes arrived there, Wolverine was one of the first ones because he's fucking Wolverine. He thinks he can take down everybody, so he was like, he's mine, and then he did some Wolverine shit and ran up on Thanos, and then Thanos was like laughing, and then he like did something and turned his bones into fucking putty, then Wolverine just fell onto the floor like some fucking like he just collapsed and shit, like like a dirty cloth or something. But he was taking out heroes like creatively, one at a time,
kind of like based on what their powers were.
Right, exactly. So the comic did it very, very well.
Yeah.
But and not only that, but Thanos's motivation wasn't because of like finite resources.
Right.
He did it to. This is how dark it was. He did it to impress Death.
Oh, Hela, right?
Not Hela.
Oh,
Death, the entity Death.
Oh, Death.
Right.
Okay.
Is actually a woman in the comic books, Lady Death. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And looks super sexy in the comic books and all that. But Thanos.
So he was simping for her hard.
He was, and that's the fucking story, bro. He was so obsessed with death and impressing her that he's like, I'm gonna kill half the universe for you.
give you some fucking,
that's
feed your,
that was his motivation.
Nice.
Yeah. And even after he did that, she still didn't give him the time of day. And this is the funny part. Death, you know who Death was actually attracted to?
No.
Deadpool. You know why?
Why?
Because he can't die. So she found it attractive, and she was like, "I can't have you.
You can't have."
Yeah, she said, "I can't have you." So she was attracted to him. And then Thanos had beef with Deadpool for like the longest time. Yeah, the comic books are fucking hilarious, man.
And I've seen some like some frames and stuff where he tries to kill him over and over again, just like torture the fuck out of him.
Right, yeah, and it just doesn't work. He keeps coming back. Yeah, they had beef for a very long time.
Speaking of Deadpool 3, we got Wolverine in that too. So.
Yeah, that's right.
The return that wasn't supposed to be a return.
Hey, man, I hope there's a lot more cameos.
Yeah.
I've loved all the Deadpool movies so far. I just want them to get closer and closer to coming into the.
Well, no, this is technically the first MCU Deadpool, and also the first MCU.
How MCU is it?
Well, they've come out and said this is the first.
I need a percentage.
There was an article came out that's like this is the first confirmed MCU R-rated film. So
okay, all right.
So they keep it in R, which is good. They have to.
But is it MCU because of Wolverine? Does that mean Wolverine is MCU? Because that hasn't been confirmed.
I mean, we already had like the actual first crossover with Korg in that little bit they did for an advertisement.
That was a promo.
Yeah, but it was still canon.
That was a bullshit promo. Is it canon? I don't know.
I think so. I mean, they have the rights to him now because they own Fox. So I mean, that's
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So they have Deadpool now, and we have the first confirmed mutant with Namor.
That's right.
And so even though it was kind of
that was a
weird way to say he's a mutant.
Very weird way to do it. They shoehorn that in.
Not the X gene apparently.
No.
So
it was the Wakanda flower.
So
see that. So.
But we'll see how it goes with what they want to do. In regards,
they're making weird choices, man.
Yeah,
they're making very weird choices.
They have to bring it together and then basically say,
well, I think that's the whole point.
This is what it is.
Well, listen, I think that the entire purpose of the Kang Dynasty and Phase 5 is to create this multiverse of different possibilities and then have those multiverses collapse into one. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's what brings in the X-Men. That's what brings in Deadpool. That's what brings in all this other shit that's happening.
Yeah, it's kind of like a new 52 situation in Manhattan's creation of a new universe.
Right. That's right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good analogy. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what's happening. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's I think they're moving towards that, but I just want fucking Dr. Doom. Come on, man.
Doom.
Yeah. He has
to show up eventually.
He's the reoccurring. I mean, out of all the villains, man. Out of all the villains, like Kang, cool. Thanos, cool. Those are big bad guys. But Doom is consistent. He's consistently.
An article title says the MCU desperately needs Dr. Doom, February 17, 2023.
See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because he is the villain of villains.
He's basically like a villain version of Tony Stark, right? He's just a genius
dude.
Yeah.
He's much more than that.
Yeah.
He's okay. So he's Tony Stark and Doctor Strange put together. And no, Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther put together.
Right.
That's a problem. Because he uses magic and he has a suit of armor. But
they have to bring him in because it'd be like doing an Infinity Gauntlet without Thanos.
That's what I'm saying.
So Secret Wars without Doom would
the MCU in general without Doom just doesn't make any fucking sense, man. Any sense. They've got Loki, they got all these other fucking villains, but it's just like, dude, Doom is the shit. He is the villain of villains. Come on.
Right. This is strange. Shut up, Screen Rant.
Oh, that's bullshit.
You're dumb.
That's a theory. That's a theory. Don't read conspiracy theories now. Don't read that shit. But you see, no, everyone's talking about it. The internet is like, he's looking it up right now. The internet, everyone's talking about Dr. Doom. They just need to get it over with. I just don't know who they're going to cast.
Well, I'm sure if they're doing it, they already have the person, and they're just they won't tell people right away. So
it has to be a young guy.
Yeah. So Secret Wars comes out 2026. Kang Dynasty, I think is 2020.
You know who would have been a good Dr. Doom? Carl Urban. But they used him. They used him already.
With what? Oh, with
Thor.
I went to a place in Midgard called Texas.
They got all those
I
guns.
got my weapons, Des and Troy.
Yeah.
Put them together to destroy.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. They such a great actor, and they used him for that. Come on.
Well, they could do multiverse shit.
I don't know.
Also, all right, whatever. When does it come out? Give me a fucking release date, bitch.
All right, but in any case, let's move on.
Moving on.
Yeah. What else you got?
What else do I got? Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead because you're doing some searching over here. I don't know what's going on.
I just exited my damn folder.
Okay, so all right. As far as news is concerned, what I got here is Mrs. Davis. All right. So this is a new show created by Damon Lindelof. If you don't know Lindelof, he is the writer of Lost. He also wrote The Leftovers on HBO. He's on a couple of HBO shows. He also did The Watchmen on HBO.
Okay.
So he's an awesome writer. Sometimes he can fuck off because he writes very confusing, like he did in Lost, and just kind of left it to go to shit. And he did the same thing with The Leftovers. But in any case, he has another show. This one's on Peacock now. It's called Mrs. Davis, and this is an all-knowing, all-seeing AI versus a nun. This is this is the premise of the show, which is interesting. Actually, I have to admit it's interesting because this AI is somewhat reminiscent of you remember the movie Her?
Yeah.
With Joaquin Phoenix, right? So, but this AI is kind of like 1,000 times more powerful than her, and is everywhere all at once.
Okay.
Right. So it's kind of like a god, essentially, which prompts this nun to go on this crusade, so to speak, to take this AI down. And the thing about it is that the rest of the world, everyone is kind of beholden to this AI because it helps them in their life so much. But this nun is on a fucking warpath and it's like, no, this is a false god. Like we can't let this false god replace our real god.
It's like an Ultron type deal.
Kind of thing. Yeah, something like that. But the AI doesn't appear to be malevolent, right? But could be some surprises. But this nun thinks that this is a really bad idea, so she's like hell-bent, pun intended, to take out this AI, which is very apropos in the time. Yeah, I'm just throwing big words today, man. Read a dictionary last night. Which is very apropos in the times that we live in right now, because we're living in this AI revolution now. Yeah. So this is a commentary
heating up a lot lately too.
Yeah,
very quickly.
That's what I'm saying. So a lot of businesses are using it, a lot of entrepreneurs are using it. It's a big deal. So I think this is a commentary on what's happening right now in society. And it has a religious taint.
So I looked it up. I think it's the first episode is April 23rd.
Yeah,
this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's right.
And
it's coming up soon.
I saw that he's also doing a Star Wars movie, which takes place after the Rise of Skywalker. So.
I'm nervous about that.
Yeah. Well,
I'm nervous about that because Lindelof. Listen, man, it's like heads or tails, man. Some of the shit that he does is great.
Yeah,
he has great ideas, but some of his execution is just like, dude, like what the shit, man. Like I've just been traumatized since Lost.
Yeah, I mean
that's all his. And I'm like, fuck you, you son of a bitch.
The fucking ending of Lost was like, oh, what the fuck am I watching?
And then every episode, you answer one question, but you have 10 more.
Oh, the mystery box shit, right? So,
You know, and it's just like a constant fucking thing.
It was also an Abrams thing too. So I mean,
yeah, that's right. He teamed up with Abrams.
Yeah.
But
Abrams is always about the mystery box. So
I know.
I mean, he even like talks about it. He's like, yeah, it's a great thing. It's like not always,
not all the fucking time, not all the time, man. So yeah, that's one bit of news. Another bit of news I got here is this HBO show called Idol. This was supposed to be kind of a kind of an answer to Euphoria, because HBO has done great with Euphoria.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's it's a great show. It's an awesome show. I mean, it's mostly surrounding around substance abuse, mental health,
by kids.
Well, yeah, kids, because they're like
they're in high school, right? So
yeah, they're like in the older, I say junior, senior, high school, going into college.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so not like babies, like they're not kids, but you know, they're young adults. But yeah, so kids. Since they hit the jackpot, I want to talk about kids because you saw that recently. Yeah, you saw the movie Kids.
Oh yeah, that's fucked up. That's so
yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Because you haven't seen it. This is your first time.
I haven't seen it yet. This is the first time.
Right, okay. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. Right. So all right, so this HBO show called Idol. Right, since HBO has done so good with Euphoria, they wanted to do something along those lines, you know, something a little bit edgy. Yeah, because Euphoria was pretty edgy with their content. However, it's been a shit show. So basically this show was put together by Sam Levinson and The Weeknd. And Sam Levinson is like a known filmmaker, producer, director.
He did Euphoria,
right? So, yeah. So the thing about it is that this show was supposed to be about, you know, instead of like high school kids and substance abuse and mental health, this is more about pop stars and cults and, you know, the music industry.
Okay.
And how that affects people, you know, what people are willing to give up for success or to become famous or to become known and all that shit. So it shows like the kind of like the dark side of the industry and LA and Hollywood, you know, Hollywood business and all that shit. Fucked. Right. But however, from what I'm reading here, you know, everyone in the a ton of cast and crew, they're all having issues with what is being portrayed here. They've quoted it as being sexual torture porn.
Oh, wow.
Basically. Yeah. So a lot of the content doesn't make any sense. Like you know, like one character is sexually abused, but then goes back to the abuser because it makes her music better.
Sounds like some Stockholm syndrome.
Right. And then, you know, and then there are cast members that are reading the script and they're like, what is this shit?
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of weird stuff happening here. And makes, you know, it's making people uneasy. So they're kind of hitting delays. But to add to that, they shot 80% of the season. And for some reason, the director that was doing the show had left, and then Levinson had to step in and then reshot, started from scratch. Like 80% of it was done.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
And then once Levinson came in, went ahead and reshot everything from scratch. So they wasted about, I think there was a number here, 54 to 75 million.
Wow.
In doing that. Yeah. So yeah, this seems like it's a bit of a shit show and I don't think it's going to see the light of day.
says right here, rewrite of the series, scrapping Samet's approach to the story, a troubled starlet falling victim to predatory industry figure, trying to reclaim her own agency, and then to instead depict a love story with a heavier emphasis on sexual content and nudity.
Yeah.
It sounds like Mr. fucking Levinson has a bit of a fucked up
imagination.
Imagination, or is it projection?
Yeah, or projection. Yeah, he's projecting. There's something going on there.
Is this a Rick and Morty situation? What's going on here?
Oh man. Well, yeah, that's another issue. I don't think we touched on that yet. But yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a good premise, but it seems like the it seems like what they're actually shooting. I mean, the content is turning into what's actually happening on set. So yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun time. So yeah, people are leaving. Not a good thing. But that's all I got for the news.
This is the news, and that's the weather. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to do a fancy gift response to Aaron over here.
Yeah, don't get all caught up.
Hey,
we're over here.
I gotta respond to my fucking audience.
Don't be over there. We're over here. We're over here, man. All right. So
audience interaction, my dude.
Multitask. All right. So that's it for the news.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
man.
News, so we can get into.
Yeah.
Like I said, we haven't been watching much new shit at all.
I haven't. I got to be honest.
Besides Last of Us and Mandalorian, so we can jump into that.
And I got 2 movies to watch. I got Creed and Quantum Mania.
Hey,
he's not there. He's not in there.
Hey, it doesn't matter, man.
Not in there, man. He's not there anymore. He's gone.
I don't know.
But yeah, man. So I'll watch those 2. And we can talk about it.
All right, let's
another time.
What should we do? Mandalorian. I guess we.
I want to hear about. Well, no, we can get to that later.
Mandalorian. We only have 1 episode to talk about, so might as well knock it out. Right?
Yeah, so, I'm all with it, man.
Okay.
I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Yeah. So, did you watch it last night when it dropped too? Or
I
no?
did watch it. I checked the times. I was like, all right, when is this coming out? And then I saw there was a lot of people saying it was at 3 a.m. I was like, no, that doesn't sound.
Oh, 3 Eastern.
Yeah, and that's when I got some clarity. I was like, what do you mean 3 a.m.? And then it was like 3 Eastern. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was watching Breaking Bad, and I was like, oh shit, it's Wednesday. I was like,
and what's funny? Yesterday I got home from work. I changed out of my clothes, and then unwittingly, this was not planned. It was somehow subconscious. I put on my Mandalorian shirt on, with the big mysosaur that I got, and I got this like 10 years ago on my birthday.
Yeah,
and I put it on yesterday, and I was just like hanging around in the house, and I was like, "Holy shit, yeah, the Mandalorian's on." So it was just very fitting, how that all kind of came together. So that was dope. But yeah, man. So waited a while for season 3 to come out, because we had the Book of Boba Fett, and that was the Mandalorian 2.5, essentially, because he took over like half of those episodes. But I think this episode was fantastic. It picked up right where the Book of Boba Fett left off.
Okay.
And it did a great job of setting up the story for the rest of the season. You knew very clearly what his mission was, what he's about to do, what's going on, where he stands right now, and where he's going. So and there was some good action there. Introduced some possibly new antagonists, the pirates.
Maybe, might not.
No, they're gonna pop back up.
Yeah,
there's no way
there's
no way that was like a one time thing.
It's not gonna be the main story.
No, I'm not saying they're gonna be the main baddies. I'm just saying they're gonna be antagonists, not the arch villains or anything.
If they're not, then that's just like
they're just gonna be annoying antagonists that are kind of like on the heels of Mando.
Yeah,
that's what I see.
If they don't come back up, then it's probably lazy writing. So
Yeah, because that, like, why go to the trouble of introducing all of that shit if they're not gonna come on? Especially in the first episode.
And it makes sense that they even exist because I think at one point, Mando asks, magistrate, what's his name? I forget.
He's a magistrate now.
Yeah. Oh no, high magistrate.
Yeah, he's a mayor.
But he asked him, he's like, why not ask the New Republic for a marshal? He's like, oh, deal with that another far-flung, entity, and that means to me it's basically they're so far out of their range.
Yeah, they're on the rim.
That's why the pirates even exist, because the New
they're
Republic's
on the edge,
not even out there. So
right, yeah,
because
exactly.
how otherwise would giant ass shit out there be existing, something like that large?
Yeah,
like a Star Destroyer size, and
yeah, it was a big ship.
Yeah. New Republic seems to be fledgling and doesn't have enough resources to deal with.
They don't. Yeah.
And then they mostly get fucking destroyed.
They get destroyed anyway.
Yeah.
I think this first episode was solid. It was clear. It set up all the players.
Yeah.
A
little too quick for me.
It's a formula. They followed the formula.
Seems like they're trying to get shorter episodes going, which is, it was only 35 minutes.
Right. Before it was, I remember they started off with like 50, 40, 50 minutes. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be one of those 45-minute, 50-minute, series. I also noticed some production stuff that I didn't quite agree with, like
you're nitpicky.
But come on, man. If I could tell that your fucking mask is plastic and doesn't look good, and it's like, come on, it's supposed to be like your biggest IP on fucking Disney Plus, and you're sitting there skimping on stuff.
Hey, Disney's losing money, man. They're losing money right now, man.
Losing money?
Yeah.
I mean, or just not gaining enough what they want.
No, they have
plenty of money.
No, but this is no. Okay, hold on. What I meant by losing money is this: they've expanded so much.
Yeah.
That
so they're spread too thin. Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
And especially now that there's this recession happening, right? Because they need resources and all that to prop everything up.
Yeah.
They're basically losing money. They're not making enough to profit more so than they have been. Like throughout last year, they were losing money.
Mm-hmm.
So, they have money, but, it's going to eventually it will run out.
I think part of the problem, too, is because there's less incentive to go to the theaters and see these movies because people know they'll be on Disney Plus in like 2 months.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe it's kind of shooting them in the foot to be releasing these movies so fast on their platforms.
Right. Well, why not wait?
Yeah. So that, maybe they have to take I think now Bob Iger's back, things are going to kind of get a little
there
bit
is
different.
A bit of there is a bit of strategy, and there's timing too.
Yeah.
And not only that, but marketing. What was that last Pixar movie that was supposed to come out? Strange World, right? They didn't market the shit. They didn't market that for shit. And then the one before that, what was it? Red Panda or some shit like that?
Big Red or something.
Big Red or something like. They didn't market that for shit, and that was under the other CEO. Right. So they lost money.
Yeah.
They lost a ton of money on that. And how much did it cost to make those films? You know what I mean? So they didn't. Maybe they broke even, but that's not enough. So
right, yeah. I thought it was good, but I don't think I would quite give it the 4 stars that you gave it. So
for
Mandalorian,
for the Mandalorian,
the new one.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It just didn't strike me as engaging as the other ones did to me. It seemed like I said earlier, it seemed kind of like a CW show.
1.
Yeah, but come on, man. It's like, what happened?
Dude, what'd you expect? Honestly, what'd you expect? I thought it was
a little bit more like
I thought it was great.
More, Western like mystery type shit going on. Like where's the overarching what's the pirates and fucking just doing gun battles in the street and what's going on? Oh, I did really enjoy the space battle though. That was like classic Star Wars to me.
Yeah, that was
I love that.
That battle, the dog fight.
Give me more of that.
That was amazing.
Give me more classic Star Wars shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, as cool as it was to see Apollo Creed getting all pimped out and like walking around with the
man, I saw that. I called him Apollo when I saw him. I was like, hey, Apollo. He looks like a fucking Greek god, man. The guy had all these fancy robes. Shit. And then he had two droids.
2 droids picking his robe up.
He had 2 droids. Just that's their job is to hold up the fucking cape.
I don't like how Mando's like kind of diving back into the cult shit, because it seemed like he was on the fence about it in the last season, where he was kind of like getting, Bo-Katan was like, your cult's full of shit. You don't have to keep your helmet on to be a Mandalorian,
right?
And now he's sitting there going back to it, like, oh, I'm gonna go redeem myself and come back to the creed.
Well, he was always hardcore with the creed.
Yeah, but I thought like maybe he would have like woken up a little bit in the last season.
No, not after Bo-Katan. No, because what Bo-Katan is talking about, like that's her point of view. She's coming from a different perspective, and she's shining a light. Okay, for those of you, this is nerd shit that we're talking about here. There's a lot of casual Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just break it down. For those of you that don't know much about the Mandalorian culture, there's different sects of Mandalorians. They all come from one planet called Mandalore, right? And that planet has had a lot of history and a lot of shit. The Empire at one point bombed the shit out of it and turned the majority of it into glass.
Yeah, they basically nuked the entire planet.
Nuked the entire fucking planet because the Mandalorians are essentially a threat.
Yeah.
They can take out either a Jedi or a Sith. They're really the only ones. They're fucking warrior race, a warrior creed, actually. So the thing about Mandalorians is that you have the ones that I would say are kind of true to the planet or their roots, right? And those are the ones that Bo-Katan represents, right? This whole creed and all that shit, she's not about that. She's about the old ways, right? What Din Djarin believes in was what happened after everyone left Mandalore, right? So they all scattered and they all became mercenaries, and that creed had developed over thousands and hundreds of years. So they've developed their own way of being, which means like you don't take off your fucking helmet, you don't show people your identity or who you are, you don't reveal your real name, etc., etc., etc. You are a hired gun.
Yeah, but like you do a job. When he met Bo-Katan and they took their helmets off, he's like, "Oh, you're not Mandalorians."
Correct.
So he's been like basically,
because he's right.
He was raised in like a fundamentalist household, which basically means that if you don't believe a certain way, you're not a Mandalorian at all. You're an apostate. You're not even a true Mandalorian.
Right.
So he doesn't.
Well, she has it, and she views it backwards. She's like, "I'm the real Mandalorian. You're one of the ones that got into the creed after the scatter."
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, I'm the real Mandalorian from the roots. So you're the guys that came after. So all that shit you believe in, all this creed shit, no, it doesn't apply to me. You can do that, you can go about your business with that." So that's what it comes down to. So they just see things in reverse.
Fair enough. We can agree to disagree.
No, honestly, no, but that's the truth. That's
so yeah, but like we'll see how it goes.
But no, I think that's awesome that they're exploring that. I gravitated to the Mandalorian mythos and the story long ago, before it became cool, before anybody knew what the fuck a Mandalorian was, before the show and all that shit.
Yeah.
I gravitated to that because I liked the story. It came, they had a couple of episodes on Rebels where they kind of
Sabine is one of the characters on Rebels. So
yeah, exactly, Bo-Katan. Yeah. So but yeah, where they talked about that at length.
Yeah.
And I liked their story. So I appreciate, as I'm watching this series, I appreciate the little drops of backstory that they're throwing in.
Well, they are connecting to Rebels and also Ahsoka and Ezra.
I mean, they have to, because
well, did you see like
who
when
fucking
they're
created this Filoni?
You see when they're in hyperspace and Grogu sees the Purrgil?
That's right.
The hyperspace whales.
Yeah.
Those are part of Rebels. So
yeah, and I saw that. I was like, holy shit, that's right.
These are a race of basically space whales.
Yeah.
that have developed their own hyperspace travel, and they can literally travel through hyperspace on their own.
Yeah. And so, Grogu was scared to shit. He was scared, and when he saw them, he was like, "Nope." He went with Din Djarin. He was like, "No, fuck this shit."
I mean, if I saw that, I'd be like, "What the fuck is that, Cthulhu?"
Yeah. You're going light speed, and you see these fucking things. I'm like, what?
But it seemed like they were outside of the tunnel that they were in too. So he was, they're
right. Yeah.
traversing on a different path.
Yeah. They were somewhere else.
But that's a direct tie into Rebels, which they're getting Ahsoka soon, and
that's right.
And I think Ezra's going to be.
But it's all big, Filoni is tying all of that together.
Yeah,
because that's where
we are getting. We're going to get Thrawn and Ahsoka. Yeah. And last time we saw Thrawn was with Ezra.
That's right.
Basically they fucked off the unknown regions.
Yeah, that's right. They went into infinity.
So, and Ezra's almost as old. I think he's just about as old as Luke is, but he had training before Luke did, and he found a lot of like the mystery of the Jedi that people didn't even know about. So like with the mother, the father, and the brother and sister.
That's right.
And like the inner dimensions,
a lot,
time travel,
a lot.
And that's how Ahsoka is even alive, because he pulled her out of a timeline where she didn't die.
Yeah.
Because in the original timeline, she gets killed by Vader in that battle.
Yeah, that's right.
He goes back and pulls her out of a door and pulls her back into a timeline.
I wonder how they're gonna.
Yeah, because there's this whole basically interdimensional space within the Force itself where you can go through. It's the like it's the door to all doors, or like the time, whatever, something like that.
There's a lot more deeper stuff about the Force.
Yeah, he's like the new Qui-Gon. He's learning about the fucking Force itself, and
honestly, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, they should.
So he'll come up and he'll be a pretty big character, I think. So I don't think he's going to show up in this, but we'll probably get some Ahsoka tie-ins.
I kind of thought that they would dedicate his like a show just for him, and that's what I thought Acolyte was going to do.
Well, Acolyte's going to be before Phantom Menace,
right.
So,
and I didn't.
Yeah.
At first, when I didn't know anything about Acolyte, I was just like, "Oh, that's probably going to be Ezra's thing," because he does deserve his own story, live action. So I thought that was cool. But I mean, if they're going to mix it in with Ahsoka, that'd be great.
Well, because she's basically looking for Thrawn because she wants to find Ezra.
Yeah,
because they when she last saw Ezra, he was with Thrawn,
and
like they're basically rivals. And
they mentioned that the last time.
Where's Thrawn? Yeah,
right.
When she's fighting that one lady with
that's right.
That's where she gets the spear and gives
which I hey and I was, when I heard that, I was like, oh yeah. It's like, I hope they do it. I hope they talk about
one of the few characters they actually kept from the old extended universe. Disney has mostly abandoned all of that, but they kept him.
That's right. Yeah. His race, the Chiss. No, that's his Thrawn's race. It's called the Chiss, or something like that. I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, Chiss.
Yeah. See, I knew what I'm talking about. Yeah, blue skinned, red eyes. Those motherfuckers. Yeah. Super intelligent, super tactical.
All right, so we got Mandalorian. Any thoughts on Atomic? Is that a game, Atomic Heart? We don't do games, Aaron.
Sometimes we do. I have not played Atomic Heart yet. I do plan on playing it soon. I did hear about it.
I know it's got a bunch of theoretical backlash because people think it's tied to the Russian government and shit like that.
Yeah, it's a
Russian game, but
technically not a Russian game. It's based in Russia, but
I thought it was a Russian developer.
No, I don't think it's a Russian developer.
What are you saying, comrade?
Might be an Eastern European developer.
That's Russia.
There's more than one country out there, bro.
Really?
Dude, come on. In any case, no, I haven't played the game.
I haven't really heard much about it besides that, and so
yeah, I really want to check it out. Actually, the two games that I am playing right now, that are fucking fantastic, and are the God of War Ragnarok. Man, that's a fucking great game. Still playing that. I'm doing the end game now. It's just fucking. This is great. and it's very difficult, which keeps me playing. And I'm playing the Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, how dare you? You know, there's a bunch of shit going on with
I
that.
know, of course,
I
there is.
don't give a fuck, but
I don't give a shit either. It's a great fucking game. No, honestly, you get to create your own.
No, I know all about it. Yeah,
character, and it's like creating your own Harry
people
Potter.
tried to boycott it, and it backlashed considerably.
No,
so,
it's a great fucking game.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care much about J.K. Rowling. I don't care much about her personal views. I really can care less.
Yeah,
to be honest, I like the world.
No, it's got a good. It's done really well. It's sold like a shitload of fucking copies, and it's considered one of the best games recently.
It's a legit game, man, and it's honestly, it's like it's very cinematic. Because when the game starts, it's like you're watching a movie.
It's like Witcher 3, but for Harry Potter. So
yeah, it actually is. That's a good analogy. Because it's a role-playing game, so it has, you have all your stats and all that stuff. But it's so well done, man. Like when you start off the game, it's like you're watching a Harry Potter movie. It has the little like the music and all that shit.
John Williams,
and then the fucking the owl comes swooping in, and then you get this like aerial shot of Hogwarts, and it looks like a movie. It's awesome, man. It has all these elements, characters that they reference in the lore. It's great. It's fucking fantastic. Nice. I like it. I'm playing the game. I just got my wand. It was dope when I did it, when I created the wand. It's a nice little process, man. Yeah, I liked it.
I think this is a good place to take a break because I gotta, use the restroom. And
all right, folks.
Before I
he's before he pisses on himself, he has to take a break. Right. We'll be right back. All right, we have the audio back on.
And that's what she told me to get off top of her. You know?
What?
She was like, "Oh shit, we're back."
Hello. All right, wait. Your mic is on? Okay, yeah, your mic is on.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. Well, am I louder? Am I louder? I'm louder. I'm louder than
You're a
you.
little louder. It's weird.
Ooh.
You're also just a little loud in general, but
Yeah. I project a lot. Yeah.
And I project.
It's the New York in me. It's the New York.
Hey, take it easy.
Hey, forget about it.
Take off your hate hat.
My hate hat. This one. Oh man.
We had some comments on YouTube that I didn't check because I'm not used to having comments on YouTube because we're not.
It was weird.
You know,
but I see you.
obscure.
I see you, Derpy Entertainment.
Yeah, we're still obscure. You know, tell your friends, hide your wives.
For now, we're obscure for now.
Oh yeah, sip it.
All right. So
I think we're getting into the Pedro Pascal territory.
I think that's about right. We just,
or as I call him, Daddy Entertainment.
oh boy, he's everyone's daddy, man.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Daddy's a state of mind.
He's working. He's working.
That's what he says.
Yeah, he's right about that, man. He's working his way to become everybody's daddy.
Well, I like how with all this, you know, kind of new. I wouldn't say newfound, but more like reinvigorated fame, where he's just kind of like the faces of multiple franchises now.
Listen, man,
he's handling it very well. And
I'm all about
being
it.
Super genuine, and he does like genuine interviews, and you know, he just seems like your everyday kind of guy.
He is,
you know, and his SNL,
and he's a goofy
dude.
dude.
His SNL episode was great.
Yeah, I saw that. You
yeah.
see, he made fun of the Mario. The Mario. He had a Mario skit.
It's a me.
Mario. That was good. Listen, man. I am Team Pedro Pascal all day, man.
Yeah. And we got a little overlap right now for two leading shows.
Man, we're getting hit with a bunch of Pedros. Yeah. We're getting hit with a bunch of Pedros in the face, man.
Pedro.
I'm sorry. Yeah. That's right. I gotta say it with my Latin accent. Pedro. We're getting hit with some Pedros, man. But no, man, I'm a fan, man. I root for the underdog.
I've loved him ever since like Narcos and Game of Thrones and stuff.
Right, and that was his early. Well, that was his step up to becoming a leading man.
He's been in Buffy and like
he's been in a bunch of stuff
and shit like that.
Bunch of small roles.
Yeah,
but in Game of Thrones, I think that was kind of.
He had a major arc in that
major arc that put him on the map. You know, on Game of Thrones,
crushed it.
I guess he did crush it. I guess he did. He got crushed. But yeah, Game of Thrones put him on a trajectory there, and then he's just been like inching his way to become a leading man, and now he's got it.
Like he did Game of Thrones, then he went to Narcos, and then
right, and then Narcos really just put him on the map, man. After
that, Netflix canceled it after the 3 seasons. Maybe they'll bring it back after this one.
One season was enough. One season was enough.
Well, he did 2 and 3.
I know, but what I'm saying is that Narcos.
Well, season 1 was I think they did the first 2 seasons were both with Pablo, wasn't it?
Yeah, Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, so they had to finish Pablo's story.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that's what I thought.
The first season was fantastic.
And that's what I thought. I was like, okay, this is about Pablo Escobar, which is fantastic. That's great.
Yeah.
And then after they got rid of Escobar, I was like, okay, I don't need to watch this anymore. But then they kept going. I'm like, what the fuck do I need to watch? All I wanted was Pablo Escobar. I didn't want anything else.
Show, man. That was a fantastic.
It was a great show. Yeah.
That was when Netflix was like hitting it all strides and like killing it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Only a
few
years ago.
A little bit of Netflix news too coming up, but we'll talk about. I just remembered. But yeah, Last of Us.
Yeah.
You know, people. There's been some complaints, but mostly praise. Well, with like with episode 3 and recent episode, whether it's being filler or being the woke crowd or
the
whatever.
Fuck are they talking? What?
Yeah, man. It's like it's all.
What are they complaining about?
Well, it's really? Like there's like a gay agenda and blah blah. Yeah, that's serious. Like
gay agenda.
A lot of stuff going on in the internet.
Any of these motherfuckers play the game?
Yeah, no, they haven't played the game.
They haven't played the game. So where the fuck is the game? Listen, man. What's happening in the series? It's a mirror of what's in the game.
I'm just saying they're vocalizing.
It's stupid.
It is stupid. The one thing I will say though,
Because
is I wish there was
it's a
maybe
mirror.
like 2 more episodes in the season than the 9 we're getting.
Yeah.
You know, because one complaint that from the game players that they have is that there's not enough like exposition about the story, about the relationship between
100%.
Joel and
100%.
Ellie.
Oh, 100%.
And it seems like it's just going, and they're also using.
They're moving too
So
fast.
like this last episode
Too
was
fast.
from a DLC, not from the actual game.
That is correct.
And then
That is
they've
100%
already
correct.
gone into the second game by going to you know, not with the meaning of Tommy and stuff like that.
That
was
is
the second game.
That is correct.
So they're moving a little bit quickly.
Yeah, and that's my biggest concern.
And there's only 9 episodes, so they're going to run out of content.
Right, and that was my biggest. And I was
Right.
getting ready to talk about this. My biggest concern about The Last of Us. Now, I've loved it since the first episode. I've loved what they're doing so far. However, the rate at which they're doing it at, right, and how they're introducing these storylines and these characters, they're moving way too fucking fast. Way too fast. Give us a little bit of breathing room. What episode? The episode before this one with the 2 black brothers. Right.
Man, my brain is shit.
Yeah, but you know what episode I'm talking about. So that episode, that was maybe what, episode 4 or 3 or something.
Henry and Sam.
Yeah. That happened too quickly in the game. That happens midway in the game after you've dumped about maybe what 20 hours into it or something, you know, or even more. It's moving way too quickly. When they get to Tommy, that's in the second game. When they do this previous episode, the one that just passed today, when they're at the mall, that's the DLC that comes after you finished. After you finish the game, that storyline where they go to the mall.
Yeah, it wasn't even the first game. It was just a DLC.
It was a 0.5. That's what that was. It was a 0.5. You know, and they did that beautifully. Honestly, it didn't happen exactly how it did in the game, of course. But they did that very well, I think, and they did that very creatively, where it was in between the episode. You know, it wasn't like a separate thing. So they threw that in between the episode to kind of explain how she's not leaving Joel behind.
Right.
You know, like the whole thing about Joel getting injured. They started off that way. The meat of the episode is them being in the mall, and then you ended off with her kind of being, oh, I'm not going to lose anybody important to me again.
Yeah.
Which is creatively, as a person that knows the content of where they're pulling it from, fantastic way to do it. I have no complaints on how they did that. It's different, just slightly different, but the core of it is
I thought they could have used
great.
maybe at least another 5 minutes outside of the flashback.
I think this episode is fine.
Instead of just you start with Joel like this,
no,
and then we end with Joel like this. You know, it's like give me a couple words from. Someone joked online. It's like, this is the easiest like couple $1 million fucking Pedro Pascal's ever made.
I guess. Listen, all this shit is. I mean, listen, all this shit is shot at once. So they don't do it.
Need some more time. So,
but in any case, in a bigger view of things, as far as like everything that they've shot so far, they're moving way too fucking fast, man. Like in the video game, there's a lot of time. You know, you're going through this entire process in real time.
Yeah.
Like you're searching abandoned places, you're scavenging for bullets and resources and food and things like that. You don't really get too much of that in the show.
Right.
You don't get exposition. You don't get to develop certain connection with the characters, just them being by themselves. You don't see the scavenging and the tough random shit that they have to go through dealing with raiders and all these things. They're just moving way too. It seems like they took bullet points of the game and then created the series based on those bullet points, which is a bad idea.
Right.
Because they're taking all the hits.
There's some people out there who think they use more action too, and like, you know,
the action is the
I think
action,
it's fine.
the action is fine. I'm more concerned about the content.
Yeah, I think, like I said, we need more exposition in terms of the relationship between Joel
Moving
and
way
Ellie.
too fast, and honestly, it's like, dude, you guys are moving so fast that I'm like, well, you're gonna run out of content sooner or later.
Yeah.
You're already into game 2, and we're not even done with season 1.
People are gonna be so distraught when they know what game 2 is all about. So it's like,
like I just,
or there's a big question out there: is are they gonna change game 2 because
I think so.
Joel's popularity in terms of viewership? Because spoiler alert, he totally makes it.
Well, yeah, man, they're running out of content. That's what made the first game so interesting. The journey, how they plotted out the journey,
and also the world building too. I think could be a little bit better.
Absolutely.
There was like not necessarily a complaint, but a comparison. When they when they're out and about in like the city environment, and they compared it to this show called Station 11, which I think we talked about before,
right?
And they compared the aspect of the world being overtaken by nature, and how little that is shown in this.
It's not shown.
Yeah,
and the game was perfectly.
Yeah, so they said in the game it was a lot better, but here there's
100%.
There's not enough vines going up buildings and grass being overtaken or animal wildlife coming in.
Right, you got deers running in the middle of the street.
To, like Station 11, where like the first episode of Station 11, it's just like perfect. Like it's just like completely out there that this is a world that like
the pacing is
like I Am Legend is another example.
Right, that's another great example. The pacing for this show is really disturbing, and it has me very, very concerned. I wouldn't have paced it this way because honestly, there is a treasure trove of content that they have in where they're pulling it from, but what they're doing and what they're televising, it's just they're running through it so quickly, and it's just like, fuck, you guys are burning bridges here. Like, this is not a good way to do it.
It's like I love it. I love watching it every Sunday, but it's almost like, oh shit, there's only 2 episodes left. It's like,
are they
any more?
My big concern is there probably isn't going to be a season 2.
Oh, it's already been greenlit.
But then what the fuck are they talking about? What are they going to talk about? Because they're already pulling from the second game.
They did a little bit, but not all of it. The second game is also longer than the first.
Yeah.
So there's content there. But what are they going to do when the fan favorites gets?
That's what I'm saying. That's
the golf club to the head.
Yeah, if they keep up,
which is also a huge controversial thing amongst fans. It's really split down the middle amongst fans of the games.
What?
So, episode The Last of Us Part 2 has a lot of controversy over the decision to kill Joel off so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, even in the games he was the fan favorite, and then it comes in the second game and he's just like, "Oh, you're dead."
Right. Well, I mean,
so now we got fans of the show who haven't even played the games, and they're like, same thing. They love Joel. It's like their fan favorite and stuff. So, what are they going to do when Part 2 comes around and Pedro Pascal gets the golf club to the head for no fucking reason, really?
I mean, it's fine.
And then, I guess it's fine.
It goes with goes with the source material, so I'm okay with it. It is what it is.
The question is it going to be changed?
But this is my issue. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that decision. Whether or not it's going to be changed, I don't think that's a good idea.
Right.
My only concern is this: we didn't get enough time. If they go into season 2 and they do that shit, I'm gonna be very, very pissed.
Like right away.
Because it's like, dude, we didn't spend enough time with his character. Like, you got to develop. You got to see who Joel really is.
Yeah, it seems more like the Ellie show and other Joel show.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, at least season 1 should reflect the first game.
Yeah.
At least you go through the journey with Joel. That, especially near the ending of the game, where they take Ellie and then Joel has to rescue her from the fucking hospital. Right, and he's taking out everyone.
Well,
he's on a
fucking
murder path.
That's where he kills the doctor. And the doctor's daughter turns out to be the one that gets pissed at him for killing my dad and kills him.
Right. And see what I'm saying? So I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
there's 2 episodes left.
What do you
get it? But
what's going on here? So yeah, man, and that's my concern. We haven't had enough time to really see who Joel is, to go on his journey, to connect with him, and then to feel that connection severed once he goes. That's as a filmmaker, like that's what you have to,
right.
That's what you work up to.
Yeah.
So I'm just concerned that they're not doing it in the right way.
I guess we got two more weeks to figure it out, and then we'll see.
I think they fucked it up. To be honest. I think they fucked it up. To be real,
it goes from this is great, I love it. I think they fucked it up.
No, I'm serious, man. I think they fucked it up because I just don't like the pace. They're doing a good job.
The pacing, it's the content's fine, but it's the pacing that's
the pacing is just pissing me off, man. It really is. I was concerned about it when I saw the two black brothers, and I was like, "Fuck, so quickly."
Yeah.
So
battery.
Yeah. Well, that's all right.
It's battery issues.
That's okay. In any case, all right. So moving on.
All right, moving on. Last of Us, great. Needs some work. Hopefully they don't mess up season 2 in terms of the pacing is basically what we agree on as the issue.
Yeah.
Not the content, not the acting. Acting is fantastic. Pedro Pascal
everything else is fine.
Is having a year. He's having his own
man of the year.
He's having his own renaissance in a sense.
Fucking is, man. It's a Pedro Sans.
Pedro,
give that man his flowers. Yeah. Give that man his flowers. We're going through a Pedro Sans.
I guess really the next one we haven't been I guess the last one too that there's a little bit of news about new Lord of the Rings movies from Warner Brothers.
What the fuck is happening now? Warner Brothers is a fucking they're I don't know what's going on, man.
Seems like a bunch of meth heads running the damn fucking
dude, man.
They're like, hey, yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that. No, fuck that, get it out of here. We'll do this. Ezra Miller, he's cool, but you know what? Fuck Henry Cavill.
Yes and no. Yeah, I don't know about their decisions.
Yeah.
Honestly, listen.
Michael Keaton knows Batman.
As much shit as people give Warner Brothers, they were a little bit more stable before they merged.
You say it's a discovery aspect.
100%. Warner Brothers was a little bit more stable before they merged with Discovery. Once Discovery, got into the fold, there's a bunch of you've seen this. There's a bunch of weird shit happening, man. They're making all kinds of weird decisions. They're not looking good. I don't know.
Removing catalogs from their streaming and
canceling some movies, canceling, some actors. I don't know.
So there's nothing really coming out yet on this. There was a shareholder meeting and it leaked that they're gonna be putting sequels to Lord of the Rings on the table.
Yeah, guess I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. There's no material there to work from.
They're just trying to squeeze money.
They're trying to hype. They're trying to build in the hype from Amazon's failure with Rings of Power, which I consider a quasi failure.
It's not a failure.
I mean, it did okay.
It did all right.
Did it live up to expectations? No,
not really.
Yeah,
it didn't live up to expectations.
There's a lot of complaints about it, so I think they're trying to capitalize on those complaints.
Given the restrictions that they had to deal with,
the Tolkien estate's kind of fucked. So
that's what I'm saying. So you got to look at the whole picture here, right? Because I'm not going to give them shit without understanding that they had one hand tied behind their back.
Yeah.
All right. So the Amazon series had issues, right? But overall, it wasn't shit. It was a good series. There could have been some things that could have been done better. If you want to really nitpick, but it wasn't all gone to shit. It really wasn't. I actually enjoyed the series.
All right. Well, we're getting that supposedly at some point.
But Warner Brothers now is trying to squeeze more money out of this cow. I don't see where.
I think they still have the film rights to the originals.
But what the fuck are they gonna do? Reboot the fucking thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
They're also talking about redoing Harry Potter and shit too. So I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on, man. But then the next one that's coming up that I'm excited on is John Wick 4.
Yes, John Wick 4.
Wait, we got a pencil? We got a pencil.
I'm excited about it. I think it's I'm a John Wick fan. I told you about the little insight behind how that whole movie came to being. yeah, man, I'm a fan of it. But supposedly, I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna be the last one, or if they're gonna make a couple more, and this is gonna be like
a nobody too.
a Fast and the Furious kind of situation. Nobody was actually great.
Yeah.
As a parody of John Wick, I thought
same writer, right?
Bob Odenkirk, was it the same writer?
Pretty sure it was the same writer from John Wick.
No,
Same creator at least from John Wick. Yeah.
no,
Yeah, dude.
Chad
Let's
Stahelski.
see.
No way. Bob Odenkirk did a fucking great job, I think, as playing on Mr. Nobody. And then being an assassin. it's a lot more believable. But yeah, man, I'm here for it. I'm here to see all the John Wick action. I mean, this has the most cameos. This John Wick 4, I think, has the most cameos of all the movies. So yeah, I'm ready for it.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's Chad Stahelski. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see here.
Yeah. So Chad Stahelski used to be Keanu Reeves' stunt double in the Matrix films.
Right, you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the stunt coordinator.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, and now he's
now he's directing.
He's a director of a fucking hit franchise, man.
I'm excited because it's John Wick's always a fun ride.
You know what you're
how
gonna
many
get.
Dogs can you kill though, man? Like,
Listen, you know what you're gonna get. You know what you're sitting down for, and I'm okay with that. I'm all for it.
I think this is the last one.
That's what they said. They said it was his last one.
If you do another one, it's like, what the fuck?
Listen, I prefer this over any of the Fast and Furious. How fast and furious can you be? This is like,
once you put Ludacris in space, like, where are you going?
Dude, where are you going with this fucking thing, man?
I'll see it. I'll see it.
How many do they have? 11, 13?
There's 10's coming out. Yeah. Which I think is next year. Maybe?
Grief. I'm over it.
Fast 10 your seatbelts. Yeah.
What?
You never heard that?
No, I have not heard that. That is the lamest.
Oh, it's coming out next in May. Hell yeah.
Yeah, is it? Okay.
Go see that 3 times in theaters again.
No. I'm good.
I saw Fast 9 like 3 times.
I'm all right. Thanks.
Oh, and Jason Momoa is in it again. So
yeah. Okay. Well, they got to get another Hawaiian guy, right? I guess. I don't know. Is it going to be The Rock and Jason Momoa? Jesus.
God.
And then was it Charlize Theron?
Charlize Theron.
Right? And who else can they fit in this fucking film, man?
Oh, they'll do it as much as they can.
Who are they gonna get? Right? Megatron? They put Megatron in there. He's one of the he transforms into one of the cars or something. What the fuck, dude? It's out of hand. I can't.
Will Smith pops up. What would be some kind of Suicide Squad?
Yeah, right. And he smacks Vin Diesel in the face. And Vin Diesel's like, "Hey, this is about family." No, I'm done. I'm done with that shit. I'm all done with the fucking Fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
They need John Wick in there to fucking turn shit around.
I think that's basically it, man. I think we're all right. We're hitting the wall here.
We've yeah. Is that it?
I think so, man.
Well, fuck. Okay, I think we covered everything, man.
I mean, next thing coming up is I think in 12 days we got Oscars.
We got the Oscars.
A really good show.
That's right.
I might do a live little watch party by myself here, and
that'd be cool.
Just get drunk and fucking.
I might join you. I might join you.
It'll be no, because it's a Sunday, so you'll be off and.
Oh yeah, I'll be doing that thing. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Unless you want to pop on for like a
maybe
remote thing, and then
I'll do a remote thing.
Yeah, we can do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
I'll do a little thing here, and yell at the TV as.
and I'll jump in with my criticism.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's March 12th, I believe, which is a Sunday, and then.
Okay. Cool.
And then going from there, John Wick comes out in 3 weeks, so we can talk about that when it comes
right.
out.
And then by then, hopefully, I would have seen the 2 movies that have just recently came out.
Cocaine Bear.
Oh, you got to see Meth Gator too.
Fucking Florida.
Man. Florida can't be left out, man. Yeah. And this is coming from the creators of Sharknado. They were like, hey. Cocaine Bear did great. I think we can do Meth Gator. Hey, dude. Hey, man. Hey, listen. That movie would probably do great because it is highly relatable to the people down there.
What's the next one though? PCP Snake.
PCP Snake. Holy shit. No, PCP Pit.
PCP
Pitbull. PCP Pitbull, man.
PCP Pig.
Dude, that'd be scary. A fucking pitbull roaming the streets on PCP? That's a fucking problem. Come on, man.
I mean,
hey. I'm putting some ideas out there for some producers.
If it comes up, we know who you are.
Yeah, exactly. We know where you got it from.
I think that's it, man. I think it's kind of
all right. Cool. Well, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Yeah.
Until next time, in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
All right. We'll talk about the Oscars and a bunch of other shit.
All right.
All right. Thanks everybody.
See ya.
Peace.
Meth Gator.
You're gonna hit it, or I'm gonna hit it?
I don't know.
I'll hit
just
it
on Meth Gator.